inside the 2022 Maxwell Football Club Red Carpet Show. Bob Long and Bruce Badgley, your hosts. And Bruce, boy, what a great evening we have ahead of us. The Maxwell Clubs are back here in Atlantic City at Harrah's, and it's going to be an unbelievable night. Joe DeCamara, he's the MC. So many great award winners. Jonathan Taylor among them. Bryce Young, a local guy in Pennsylvania football circles. Nicholas Singleton being honored. I can't wait.
No, I can't wait either. And, gosh, just walking out into the hallway there, pretty amazing some of the faces that you see. But one of the guys that I see all the time and who's an important part here of the Maxwell Football Awards is Dave Micah from EasternPAFootball.com. What's going on, my man?
Hey, it's Friday night. We're here. It's great. You know, we have a huge crowd. This is going to be a tremendous event tonight.
Talk a little bit about, your involvement with the Maxwell Football Club. And you've been involved in many years, and, you've kind of brought me along for the ride here. What does the Maxwell Football Club mean to you?
I've been with them for, I think, 16 years now. And, the Maxwell Football Club is very unique because it's in all different levels. You have high school, you have college, NFL, and they're all treated the same tonight. So, no other, organization has something like that. And I'll tell you what, if you've never come here, you should come to this event because it's just a tremendous time.
Well, and you look at the lineup, Bob, of, all of the guys that are here tonight. I mean, Dave, you've seen this, year after year, and it's just kind of a who's who of football, not only, like you said, at all levels, but across the country, right?
Well, yeah. I mean, you have the high school kids. We have, Nick Singleton, the Penn State football player now, and you have guys like Brian Dawkins that was here that spoke to all these kids today, and I'll tell you what, if you weren't here for that, he definitely could have you run through a wall. He's so motivated, just such a positive guy. But there's so many tremendous people getting awards tonight, and again, if you never got a chance to come out to this, you really should.
Yeah, absolutely, and they had a lot, like you said, you talked about a lot of the different things that were going on here today.
Yeah.
It isn't just the awards, gala, and really this is a culmination of like a couple days of events. Talk a little bit about what was going on. Obviously, they had a big press conference here this morning, but talk about what they were doing, for the high school kids. Yeah,
they brought in a whole bunch of high school kids from New Jersey, Pennsylvania, Delaware, and they got to, experience a lot of things from Brian Dawkins, Alexander, just a number of people. And it was about leadership. And, I think when those kids came today and left, they all got something. They all, I was talking to a lot of them, and they all, either they picked up something from Dawkins or someone else. So, it was the first time they did it, and I think moving forward, you're going to see a lot more of that.
Well, good. Well, listen, Dave, thanks for your time. Bob, we're going to run a little, short video clip there, and then we're going to have our buddy Joe Santoliquito, a fixture not only with the Maxwell Football Club, but with, Philadelphia sports in general on next. So we'll be right back after this interview.
Hello everyone, Mark Diano, president of the Maxwell Football Club, and we are so excited to be back at Harrah's Resort in Atlantic City on March the 18th to celebrate the 85th annual Maxwell Football Awards Gala. At the Gala, as you know, we honor the best of the best from the high school level all the way through the professional level, and this year is no exception. We have at the high school level, Nicholas Singleton, our Adidas National Offensive Player of the Year and our Jim Henry Award winner from Governor Mifflin High School right here in Pennsylvania, who's going to be a Penn State Nittany Lion next year. At the collegiate level, we have our quarterback from Alabama, Bryce Young, as our Maxwell winner, and as our Betteneric winner, we have the dominating defensive tackle Jordan Davis from the University of Georgia Championship Bulldogs team. And at the professional level, we have Indianapolis Colts All-Pro running back Jonathan Taylor, a former Jim Henry Award winner who now won our Burt Bell Award as Professional Player of the Year, along with head coach of the Cincinnati Bengals, Zach Taylor. And if that wasn't enough, we have our Legends Award winner and Hall of Famer Brian Dawkins, who's going to be in the house, along with also another Hall of Famer, Ray Dittinger, as our Spagnel Award winner for contributions to the game of football. It's going to be a great event, a great party, and we'd love to see you there. So please come join us and see all these great winners.
And a great message there from Mark Diano, who is so involved here, runs the show, stopped by our broadcast booth here just before the show started. So great to talk to Mark. Now, Bruce, we have a tremendous guest with us, Joe Santaliquido. Very, very involved with the Maxwell.
Tremendous guest. That's an oxymoron. Tremendous guest.
No, but you've been involved in the Maxwell Football Club for a long time. Talk about why you're involved with this organization.
I actually got involved through an honored guest tonight, Ray Dittinger.
Okay.
Yeah, Ray's the one that got me involved just from years of covering high school football and seeing the work these guys do with high school football, the investment they make in it. And there's nothing like it. I mean, that's what drew me in, and then one thing led to another, and I suppose I have a far more greater capacity now. I'm writing the program. I wrote quite a bit of tonight's presentation, which is pretty cool. Actually, I'm looking forward to it. I do some side stuff for different major networks, but this is actually going to be one event where I'm actually going to be there at the event, and I'm going to hear my own words repeated back to me. And I may be awake for them.
Wow. You're actually going to be awake this time.
Yes, huh? Yeah, as opposed to most times. I'm watching something like that. I would watch something I help produce, and then I'll be asleep.
That's crazy stuff. But, what a great culmination of, a couple of days. But it isn't just these couple of days. I mean, this is a year-long function and planning.
I call it a smorgasbord of football. And anyone that has any liking to the game of the sport, this is the event. And it's more than just, I know it's held in Atlantic City. It used to be traditionally out in Philadelphia. But what this has done and how it's branched out is beyond just local. This is national. Mm-hmm. The guys in this room are huge, heavy hitters. And they're here to honor us, and it is, like I said, a smorgasbord of football. Anybody who's somebody in the game of football is here, maybe with the exception of me. But other than that, you two guys and everybody else here included, and I think we have cheerleaders and everything cooking.
Sure.
So, yeah, it's a fantastic event, year after year after year.
Joe, one thing I think about with the Maxwell Football Club is that dedication to the high school game and honoring multiple high school players, because the guys on up, Jonathan Taylor, right? Star running back at Wisconsin originally, and then a high school player before that, a tremendous high school football player.
I sat with him. I was the one that wrote the Henry story on him when he was here. I was the one sitting with his family 5 years ago, and then 5 years later, he's here. We watched Nick Singleton. What he's done. And he's done something that hasn't been done in the 85 history of the Maxwell Club, being the Pennsylvania Player of the Year, the Henry Player of the Year, and now your national offensive Player of the Year, which is amazing.
Yes.
It's never been done before. I got a feeling, as you guys probably do, in the very near future, we're going to see Nick Singleton certainly on Saturdays in the blue and white, wearing his number 10. And then very, very, very soon, maybe 5 years from now, we're sitting with Nick tonight. 5 years from now, we may be sitting with Nick again in another different capacity. As John Taylor told me coming in, this is pretty cool because, again, John had a chance to speak to the kids and meet the kids, which was really neat because not that long ago, John Taylor was one of those kids. Yeah. And if there's another John Taylor, and I got a feeling there may be one or two John Taylors that were in the presentation we had for the kids this morning, and that was kind of special.
Well, good. Joe, listen, man, thanks a lot for stopping by.
Appreciate it.
A lot of people here to see in that, and we'll actually be back. And looks like we may have some of the Philadelphia Eagles cheerleaders coming up next. So we're going to go to a quick video, and then we'll be back with some of the Philadelphia Eagles cheerleaders. Stay with us.
And it's the guy we're talking about, Nick Singleton. See what he has to say at the advent of the Maxwell Club Awards.
My parents, they always push me literally every day to be great. They always take me everywhere. Camps, weight training, all that stuff.
Who all came to your high school game?
Of course, my parents, my brothers, my sisters, my aunts, uncles, cousins, all of them came to support me.
How many people do you think, on average, would show up to your football games on a Friday night?
probably family-wise, like probably 20, I think, somewhere around there. Especially my dad's friends too, they come too. We're all so close, so like they always came see me ever since I was like literally 7th grade, 8th grade. And I was in my senior year, so they always want to just get the moments in and watch me. But they've been there for me literally every step of the way through this whole process. So just them seeing me play and literally everybody just means a lot.
Welcome back, everybody, and thanks to Nicholas Singleton for that message. Bob Long and Bruce Badgley here for the Red Carpet Show. And Bruce, you can introduce our next guest. Our next guests, Philadelphia Eagles cheerleaders. Go ahead, Bruce.
Pretty incredible here. This is quite the event. I mean, we obviously have the Philadelphia Eagles cheerleaders here at the Maxwell 85th Gala. I'm just going to pass the mic around, and you guys can introduce yourself and tell us how many years you've been an Eagles cheerleader.
Thank you. My name is Jamie, and this is my rookie season as a Philadelphia Eagles cheerleader.
Hi everyone, my name is Ariana and this is my first year on the squad as well.
Hi everyone, my name is Kareen and this is my 5th season with the Eagles.
Hello, my name is Deja and this is my first year as an Eagles cheerleader.
Hi, I'm Shelby and this is my first season as a Philadelphia Eagles cheerleader.
Hi everyone, my name is Kelsey Ray and this is my 4th season as an Eagles cheerleader.
Hello, my name's Haya and this is also my first season.
Wow, look at that. So a lot of newcomers, some veterans. Would love to know what it's like to be at Lincoln Financial Field and on the road on a Sunday weekend in the NFL.
Yeah, honestly, we have the best fans in the NFL. Love being there on game days at Lincoln Financial Field. As you all know, Eagles fans are truly everywhere. So whether they're actually able to join us, in the stadium or outside tailgating in the parking lot, or even from their couch at home, or all the way on the West Coast, we have such amazing fans, and we love to be in that atmosphere every single day.
Wow, that's pretty tremendous. So what's some of the biggest challenge? I know that obviously you guys don't do this for a living. So what's the biggest personal challenge that you guys have in, a professional life versus like the life of a Philadelphia Eagles cheerleader? How do you balance that?
Yeah, I mean, we have amazing women and men on our organization and on our squad. So we all have full-time jobs, or we're in school full-time outside of this. For myself, I'm an elementary school special education teacher. So really the biggest thing is just making sure we balance our time wisely. But we do so many things in the community. One of the great overlaps that the Eagles have is the Eagles Autism Foundation, which raises money and awareness for autism. And every year we have our Eagles Autism Challenge. This year it's in May, where we do a 5K run, walk, or bike event, and we're able to come down as a community and just raise money for that. So it's a great overlap for me as an elementary school special education teacher. And there's so many other things that we do locally in the community, as well as in different places. I also got to go on a military tour just last month all the way to Hawaii, which is where I'm actually originally from.
Wow.
So I got to actually, interact with troops and thank them for all that they do. And it was just a phenomenal experience. So there's so many great opportunities that we get as Eagles cheerleaders that we do not just on game days.
Wow, that's wonderful. And this is one of those days coming down to Atlantic City for the Maxwell Club Awards. How has the experience been thus far, and what's your role the rest of the evening?
Yeah, honestly, it's been amazing. We've met so many incredible people, award recipients. It's always great to have, Eagles legends that are being honored tonight, such as Brian Dawkins. But really just a credible event that you guys are able to actually award and recognize people, from their earliest football careers up until the NFL and professionally as coaches. So we just thank you so much for having us every single year, and we just enjoy being here.
Well, good. Well, listen, thank you very much for stopping by. I'm sure that the fans really enjoyed you stopping by, and appreciate everything that you guys do on Sundays, everybody live and, at home there, okay? So we're going to run a quick video, and then we'll be back with another guest, so stay tuned.
Hey, Joe DeCamera here. I want to invite all of you to please join us for the Maxwell Football Club's annual Gala event coming up in Atlantic City on March 18th. It's going to be an incredible night. We're going to honor Brian Dawkins for his legendary career, Ray Dittinger as well, all sorts of people from pro and college football, high school football, including Jonathan Taylor of the Indianapolis Colts, Bryce Young from Alabama. It's an amazing night. So if you can, get yourself to Atlantic City March 18th, which means get yourself to MaxwellFootballClub.org. MaxwellFootballClub.org is where you can purchase tickets. It's going to be an incredible night. Atlantic City, March 18th. Hope to see you there. Get yourself to MaxwellFootballClub.org.
Hey everybody, Casey Keeler, head football coach at Sam Houston. I'm truly blessed, honored, and humbled to receive this year's Get in the Game Impact Award at the Maxwell Club in Atlantic City in March. Almost 15 years ago, my team at the University of Delaware teamed up with Coach Andy Talley to be part of his vision to register young, committed, and diverse donors for the Bone Marrow Register. Now, 15 years later, almost 160 football programs from across the nation are involved in this great cause. I'm so excited to get back east and see my great friends on the East Coast and all my friends at the Maxwell Club. Eat 'em up, Cats.
We're back here at the Red Carpet Show at the Maxwell Football Club Awards. And Bruce, we have a great guest alongside here.
Jonathan Taylor, tell us about the award that you're being awarded here tonight at the Maxwell Club.
Man, I mean, it's amazing. So, funny thing is, 5 years ago, I was here, and I was getting the Jim Henry Award for High School Player of the Year. Now I'm here for the Burt Bell Award, which is NFL Player of the Year. And it's amazing to see the growth, the journey that I've taken, not only myself, my family, my friends. I mean, we've all taken this journey together. It's an honor to be here. It's coming full circle now. Like I mentioned, just short 5 years ago, I was in the same seats as a high schooler, and now I'm here as an NFL player.
You know, it was funny. I was talking to your family last night at the VIP dinner, and they were talking about how the fact that you were kind of a late bloomer, that it really didn't kind of gel until you got a later on, in your high school career or whatever like that. So, how does that, for your own self in achieving these goals, never giving up? I mean, what's the drive that keeps you going to try and reach the next level?
I really think is making sure you always have that hunger. A lot of times, you get a little taste of success, you do a little bit of work, you get a little taste of success, you get complacent. You need to continue to have that sense of hunger. There's always room for improvement. You had a great game. Well, I guarantee if you break down the film, there's something that you probably could have done better. You could have had, excellent plays rather than just great plays. So always having that hunger.
Wow. Bob?
Question for you, Jonathan. Coming from the high school years, tremendous college career as well. The beautiful thing about the Maxwell Football Club is that they're honoring high school, college, and professional athletes. So have you had the opportunity while you've been here to interact with some of the great college and high school athletes that are here, and what have those interactions been like?
Oh, man, so one of my favorite interactions has been with Bryce Young. I mean, you talk about a stud at quarterback, and just being able to speak with him finally for the first time, great human being. And you always get that sense like, man, I bet he's a great guy. I bet, he's just really down to earth. And everything checked out true. He was, and it was just an amazing thing to see because now me being removed from the college game, being able to go and speak with a younger player, I mean, the talent coming up is crazy.
Yeah. One other thing, too. I mean, I was transfixed to watching, you guys on HBO this year, okay? What is it like having a camera stuck in your face, while you're trying to prepare for a game?
The crazy thing is they did a great job of making it seem like they weren't there. I mean, there were cameras in meeting rooms, hallways, and, of course, on the practice field out to the side. Unless you were really doing a one-on-one interview, they did a great job of letting us do what we do best, being able to prepare week in and week out, but still capturing a bunch of precious moments.
Yeah, I tell you what, I thought it was fascinating, and I mean, I commend the Colts organization. Look, I'm an Indiana guy. I'm a Hoosier. I grew up in Indiana. But, yeah, I mean, that's pretty tremendous that you allow that type of look behind the curtain. I mean, does it really, make you feel that there's something that's being lost, the mystique of pro football when they come and look at you that way?
Well, one thing I always say is any given Sunday, so no matter, what kind of behind-the-scenes look you get, no matter what you think you're going to get, when Sundays come around, it's all about who's the better team on that day, who goes out there and executes. But it definitely does give fans an inside look. Everyone wants to know what it's like, for a daily week for an NFL player. So being able to get bits and pieces on the inside of that, just gives the fan a little something to look forward to.
And how does that differ from a week-to-week college schedule? And what is the transition like from college star to what you are now, which is one of the best backs in the league.
Man, that transition, it's a lot of study time and not schoolwork. It's a lot of studying your opponent. I mean, in college, you're studying a little bit for your opponent, you're studying a little bit for your classes, you're working out. At this level, you're getting your body right, and you are 100% studying for your opponent. Because that's all you have to worry about is Sundays, how can I make sure I know every move my opponent is going to come out and try to do, and how can I go out there and conquer him?
Wow, that's pretty tremendous stuff. Listen, thank you very much for a little bit of time here. Congratulations on your award, and it's a pleasure to watch you every Sunday.
Thank you so much. I appreciate you, too.
That ring looks good, by the way.
Oh, my God, look at that. That is crazy.
Shout out to the Maxwell Football Club. Thank you guys so much.
Wow, that is really great. Hey, listen, we're going to go out to another video. We'll be back with Gary Catho from the Big 33 here in a minute.
Thanks again to Jonathan Taylor. Let's hear real quick from Ray Dittinger, and we'll be right back.
Hi, this is Ray Dittinger, and I am this year's proud recipient of the Red Spagnel Award for contributions to the game of football. It's just a great honor. I can't express how much this means to me. Knowing what the Maxwell Club is all about, knowing what Red Spagnel was all about, and knowing some of the men who have won this award before, Don Shula, Dick Vermeel, Dan Rooney, Pete Rozelle. I mean, to add my name to that list is pretty awesome. And I feel really great about it. And I look forward to seeing all of you at Harrah's for this year's wonderful installment of the Maxwell Club Football Awards.
Okay, Bruce Badgley back here, the red carpet at the 85th Gala here for the Maxwell Football Club. We're joined by Gary Catho from the PFFCA, right? PSFCA and the Big 33.
Yeah, absolutely.
Good to see you. Good to see you.
Hey, good to see you too. So nice to see you guys tonight.
It's
such
a pleasure.
a wonderful event. We're excited to be here.
Well, just like with you, this is your first time here. What's the overall impression of a first-time guy coming? You're a football guy, but your first time here at the Maxwell. I mean, talk a little bit about that.
This is, to me, visual overload, and that's a term that I use with my staff back at the Big 33 when we're trying to put together an event and do something that would be similar to this.
Wow. Bob, question?
Oh, I wanted to understand a little bit more about your experience with PFFCA, what that game means, not just to the players, but the families and the communities every year.
Sure. For those of you who don't know about Big 33, Big 33 is in its 65th year. One of our monikers is that the Big 33, there's never been a Super Bowl played without a Big 33 player as part of the rosters. And the other moniker, which is probably one of the most important aspects about the game, it's more than just a game. And what we mean by that is we have special needs kids who partner up and buddy up, not only with the players but with the cheerleaders. And also we have host families where the players will stay in and actually become part of the family. We have had host families for over 30 years, and there has been host families that have hosted a father, son, and a brother tandem so far.
And, one of the big things that's changed really in the last, I think, started last year is now you've got like an entire weekend. You've got, East-West games of small schools and big schools the day before the Big 33. Talk about how that's really shown the growth in the whole project there.
We are morphing that weekend, Memorial Day weekend, into high school football weekend in Pennsylvania. We've had an East-West game for 19 years. Last year we decided to move that game to the Big 33 weekend, but more importantly, we decided to split our East-West games into a Class 4 through 6 game and a Class 1 through 3 game, and it was a tremendous success last year.
It sure was.
And believe it or not, the smaller schools had a larger attendance than the bigger schools. And so what we had intended worked, and it's turned into a pretty nice weekend. We have clinics, we have a fan experience, we have a Murph competition. Obviously, being on Memorial Day holiday, the military is involved. We do a program called the Gold Star Families, much like the Buddy program, where our players are paired with Gold Star family members at a big luncheon or big breakfast that we're going to have down at the Fort Indiantown Gap on the Sunday before the game. So just kind of another new added aspect to the game.
That's tremendous. That is just tremendous. Now, anytime you're talking about an organization, it's not just where are we going next year, but what's the long-term vision?
Well, the long-term vision, obviously, we're in the 65th game. You know, we're always thinking ahead, just I'm sure like Mark does with his group here. You know, as soon as this event's over, we're thinking ahead for next year. We also have a lot of parameters that we got to jump over because the NCAA puts parameters on the kids as far as attending their colleges. So that's something that we'll have to look into and investigate, but we hope to make the Big 33 game continue for a long, long time.
Well, good.
I don't know how much longer I'll be there.
Yeah,
but,
that's okay. And, Gary, I tell you what, great.
Thank you.
Thanks for stopping by. It was great spending some
Great
time with
to
you
see
last
you guys.
night.
Thank you
seems
so
like
much.
Everybody has a big old ring when they walk up.
Yeah.
That's part of the coaching profession.
I guess it is. All right, listen, we're going to go to a video. We'll be back with Ray Dittinger.
Hey guys, Jonathan Taylor here with the Indianapolis Colts, recipient of the Burt Bell NFL Player of the Year Award. I'm really looking forward to spending the evening with all of the talented award winners at this year's gala. I was honored to be named National High School Player of the Year Award coming out of high school, and I can tell you that this gala is an amazing event, and I'm really looking forward to it.
So thrilled to be back here on the Red Carpet Show. We have another wonderful guest, Ray Dittinger. Ray, thank you so much for being here.
My pleasure. Delighted to be here. I know the history of this club, and being here and getting the Red Spagnel Award is it's really exciting.
I know there are some tremendous names that came before you that have won this award.
A lot. I mean, if you look at the previous Bagnell winners, I mean, it's Dick Vermeel, it's Don Shula, it's Pete Rozelle, Lamar Hunt. I mean, true giants in the game of football. So when they called and told me that I was getting it this year, my first thought was, I kind of think they're lowering the bar, but it's still a wonderful honor, and I'm glad to be here.
That's wonderful.
Well, I tell you what, it was it was nice sitting around, having access to gentlemen as yourself to be able to talk. We were sitting around talking some football today.
Yeah.
You were talking to a lot of the fans stopping by, what have you. I mean, how great is it to have that type of interaction with people here at a project like this?
It's wonderful because I'm from Philadelphia. I was born here. I grew up here. Had my whole career here, and so I'm steeped in what the Maxwell Club represents, and I know what it means to Philadelphia. I know what it means to football in this area, and this is always to me a highlight of the year. I always enjoy coming back to the Maxwell Club because, for one thing, I see a lot of people that I don't see for a long time, so that's really nice. And to come back and actually have a reason to put on a tuxedo and sit at the head table is really thrilling. I mean, I knew Red Spagnel. He was one of the first people I met when I got on the Eagles beat in 1970, and what a gentleman, and what a was really a pillar of the Maxwell Club for years. And so to come here tonight and get an award in his name it's really, really very nice.
Well, I tell you what, it's been a pleasure meeting you. Thank you so much for your time today, and
My
best
pleasure.
of luck, out there giving your speech and accepting that award tonight.
Yeah, I'm a little nervous about that, but we'll get through it somehow, I'm sure.
Okay.
Thank you.
Well, listen, we'll go to a video and we'll be back in a moment.
My parents, they always push me literally every day to be great. They always take me everywhere, camps, weight training, all that stuff.
Who all came to your high school game?
Of course, my parents, my brothers, my sisters, my aunts, uncles, cousins, all of them came to support me.
How many people do you think, on average, would show up to your football games on a Friday night?
Probably family-wise, probably 20, I think, somewhere around there. Especially my dad's friends, too, they come too. We're all so close, so they always came see me ever since I was literally 7th grade, 8th grade. And I was in my senior year, so they always want to just get the moments and watch me play. They've been there for me literally every step of the way through this whole process, so just them seeing me play and literally everybody just means a lot.
Again, here at the Red Carpet Show, the Maxwell Football Club National Awards Gala. Special guest with us, legendary NFL head coach Dick Vermeel. Dick, welcome, and thank you so much for being here this evening.
Well, thank you for the invitation. Yeah, it's the first time I've been able to attend the Maxwell Club banquet in years because normally it's a little earlier, and I'm in Florida.
Right.
But I came home Tuesday, so I'm excited about being here.
That's wonderful. And so how has it changed since the last time you've been here?
Well, it keeps getting a little fancier. You know, the wine gets a little better, the cocktails taste better, the hors d'oeuvres are a little better, the trophies are bigger, and the players look younger.
Yeah, I mean, what about the players nowadays? I mean, obviously you haven't been out of coaching, that long, but what are some of the differences you're seeing in the players, in the NFL now versus when you were coaching?
I'd say the overall average size and speed, it's a grade up, especially in the linemen. When I coached the Eagles, our heaviest lineman was 275 pounds. We drafted a second-round pick guard at 245, So that's changed. And I went back to the Rams. I recognized it right away. And then the Chiefs, we were all 300-pounders. But the overall speed of a team and what they do with the ball today is much more open, wide open, and not just one or two teams doing it. Everybody's doing it. So I think for the fans, it's become a little more exciting game. Yeah.
Wow.
And your coaching career, right? You talked about some of those differences from the Eagles to the Rams, but when you reflect back on what was a legendary career, what sticks out in particular?
Well, what sticks out to me is all the great people that I was affiliated with. I'm going into the NFL Hall of Fame on the shoulders of so many fine people, and my biggest wish is every person that worked for me and played for me feels a little percentage of the effort to get there. And so I'm really in debt to so many people, so grateful. But I miss the relationships on a daily basis, but I stay in touch with a lot of my guys, and I still call them my guys.
And then in terms of your involvement in the game of football from a day-to-day and a year-to-year standpoint, what does that look like for you?
Well, I'm just a fan. I'm a sophisticated fan, of course, having coached it. But and I do different studies during the week to I hear people make statements, and I say, I don't really think that's true, but I'm going to study it, and I'll spend 7-8 hours studying different things to try to prove that I'm right. Every once in a while, I'm right, and so that way, and I enjoy watching the new innovations that I see every week. And of course, nothing remains a secret in the NFL, especially.
Copycat league.
Yeah, I mean, every you see it one week, the next week you see 4 teams doing the same thing.
So maybe not to reveal a secret, but is there anything that is on the up and come from an offensive standpoint that you think are going to shock some fans next year?
Well, I believe this. It goes in cycles. Mm-hmm. I believe you'll see a little bit more old-fashioned running game coming back in the game. Why? Because the defenses are getting lighter and they're rushing the passing more on every down.
Sure.
Yep.
So you're going to be a little more physical with your approach in the offensive line, downhill running, maybe see more fullbacks on rosters and these kind of things. It goes that way. And, of course, I like the old-fashioned running game. And I think I sort of believe you see a little bit more of it.
Wow, I mean, with the Ravens, I mean, that's what they were built.
Totally. Well, they're a sophisticated college running team, really, with their quarterback and that. Mm-hmm. And in fact, I talked to their football coach, John Harbaugh, about it, and I said he had real courage to go ahead and make such a bold move.
In the middle of the season.
Such a bold move to all of a sudden go into an old philosophy, a different philosophy altogether, running the ball and moving the ball and all that. Well, it takes a lot of guts to do that. I wouldn't have done it. I wouldn't have had the confidence to do that.
Well, and as a coach, right, it's not for long, and so if it doesn't work, you could dig yourself a hole tough to get out of.
Oh, yeah. But, John's done a remarkable job. But now, how many teams don't have a quarterback that can run?
That's right.
Not how many that do have a quarterback. A lot of them have them today. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, it's very interesting.
Yeah.
So tell us what's next for Dick Vermeel. I mean, you just
well, August is going to a big event for me. The Hall of Fame thing, comedy. You talk about
congratulations.
Congratulations on that.
Yeah, that's it's a real honor. I'll feel a lot better about it. The whole thing when I see Dan Reeves go in, when I see Marty Schottenheimer go in, when I see Paul, and when I see Mike Holmgren go in, and people, Tom Coughlin, these guys, Chuck Knox. Guys that I believe belong in there. And belong in there. They've only put 10 coaches in the Hall of Fame in the last 25 years.
Wow.
So I'm excited about me going in, but I'm going to be every bit as excited when I see these other guys go in that I think deserve it.
Well, great. Listen, thank you so much for your time tonight.
Buddy.
All right.
Yeah. Go Maxwell.
Go Maxwell.
Go Maxwell. Right. Pleasure to meet you.
Pleasure to meet you. All right, we're going to go to a quick video, and we'll be right back with Sean Alexander.
Hi, this is Ray Dittinger, and I am this year's proud recipient of the Red Spagnel Award for contributions to the game of football. It's just a great honor. I can't express how much this means to me. Knowing what the Maxwell Club is all about, knowing what Red Spagnel was all about, and knowing some of the men who have won this award before, Don Shula, Dick Vermeel, Dan Rooney, Pete Rozelle. I mean, to add my name to that list is pretty awesome, and I feel really great about it. And I look forward to seeing all of you at Harrah's for this year's wonderful installment of the Maxwell Club Football Awards.
Shaun Alexander, legendary NFL running back, is our guest. Very involved here at the Maxwell Football Club as well. Shaun, thanks for being here. And wow, what a great day today is here in Atlantic City. What's it been like for you so far?
It's been exciting meeting some of the legends that were before me. It's been cool meeting some of the young guys, you know. Jonathan Taylor, I was just with Brock Bowers, who won my award, and so we're the newest part of the Maxwell Football Club family, and so so I have the freshman, the freshman player of the year is now the Shaun Alexander Award, and so it's a lot of fun being with all these guys and seeing all these future high school to college to pro wannabe greats to some of the legends here. It's been a fun day so far.
Yeah, how motivating is that for you personally when you get in this group and you see just what you saw today at all levels, that the game is in good hands with some of these kids coming up, isn't it? Yeah, you see some of the kids, you see a humble hunger out of these kids, and it becomes pretty exciting. I'm excited for where football's going, and very honored to be a part of it. Well, what's up with Shaun Alexander now? What's filling your day? Yeah, you know what? I've got a couple of things going on. First of all, shout out to my wife. Hello, sweetie. We just had our 12th child, So, no twins, one woman, all hard work, you know what I mean? So it's been great. And then I've been running my PLP program, the Professional Leadership Program, which is really helping players develop how to handle the 5 Fs, how to handle fame, family, friendships, finances in their future. And it's been really cool seeing the light switch on that of who they are now is very valuable, but who they can be a world changer. And so just walking guys through how to manage that, how to manage their life, manage their time, and be great on all areas. So it's been good. So you were the 2005 NFL MVP. Yeah. For you and for your overall football career, what's the one thing that stands out for you that you're most proud of as a personal accomplishment? Personally, I played at a high school. We were ranked nationally. I was the ESPN #1 player, and then I got to Bama and broke all those records and left with all the records in my hand and get to Seattle, and we changed the pro. They only had 3 winning seasons before I got there. And now everybody's like, oh, that's a good place and a hard stadium to play. And I was like, yeah, that was hard work, So 110 touchdowns in high school, 50 in college, and 110 in the pros. That was the goal. I just wanted to be a touchdown machine. I wanted people to be like, man, I saw that one touchdown with Shaun Alexander. And I think overall that's the thing is being able to score touchdowns in great moments. Wow.
Mission accomplished on that front. Yeah. Congratulations on a wonderful career. Yeah. Thanks for being here, and enjoy the rest of the evening. It's been a real pleasure.
Hey, thank you.
Thanks a lot, man. All right, have a good evening.
Yeah,
all right?
Thank you.
All right, we got another video, and we'll be right back with more guests.
My parents, they always push me literally every day to be great. They always take me everywhere, camps, weight training, all that stuff.
Who all came to your high school game?
Of course, my parents, my brothers, my sisters, my aunts, uncles, cousins, all of them came to support me.
How many people do you think, on average, would show up to your football games on a Friday night?
Family-wise, probably 20, I think, somewhere around there. Especially my dad's friends, too, they come too. We're all so close, so they always came see me ever since I was literally 7th grade, 8th grade. And I was in my senior year, so they always want to just get the moments in and watch me. But they've been there for me literally every step of the way through this whole process. So just them seeing me play and literally everybody just means a lot.
Hey, Joe DeCamera here. I want to invite all of you to please join us for the Maxwell Football Club's annual Gala event coming up in Atlantic City on March 18th. It's going to be an incredible night. We're going to honor Brian Dawkins for his legendary career, Ray Dittinger as well, all sorts of people from pro and college football, high school football, including Jonathan Taylor of the Indianapolis Colts, Bryce Young from Alabama. It's going to be an amazing, amazing night. So if you can, get yourself to Atlantic City March 18th, which means get yourself to MaxwellFootballClub.org. MaxwellFootballClub.org is where you can purchase tickets. It's going to be an incredible night. Atlantic City, March 18th. Hope to see you there. Get yourself to MaxwellFootballClub.org.
Hey everybody, Casey Keeler, head football coach at Sam Houston. I'm truly blessed, honored, and humbled to receive this year's Get in the Game Impact Award at the Maxwell Club in Atlantic City in March. Almost 15 years ago, my team at the University of Delaware teamed up with Coach Andy Talley to be part of his vision to register young, committed, and diverse donors for the bone marrow register. Now, 15 years later, almost 160 football programs from across the nation are involved in this great cause. I'm so excited to get back east and see my great friends on the East Coast and all my friends at the Maxwell Club. Eat 'em up, Cats.
Hi, this is Ray Dittinger, and I am this year's proud recipient of the Red Spagnel Award for contributions to the game of football. It's just a great honor. I can't express how much this means to me. Knowing what the Maxwell Club is all about, knowing what Red Spagnel was all about, and knowing some of the men who have won this award before, Don Shula, Dick Vermeel, Dan Rooney, Pete Rozelle. I mean, to add my name to that list is pretty awesome, and I feel really great about it. And I look forward to seeing all of you at Harrah's for this year's wonderful installment of the Maxwell Club Football Awards.
Bob Long, Bruce Badgley back here, the 85th Maxwell Football Club National Awards Gala. Thrilled to be here tonight. Some tremendous guests to this point, Bruce, and really begins to tell the story of what the Maxwell Football Club is all about. Wow, just a combination of football of all levels, of all shapes and sizes, and just a tremendous evening with some great people.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, Ray Dittinger kind of, put his finger on it. I mean, some of the people that he's following in his footsteps, guys like Don Shula, and I mean, it just shows you the length and breadth of where this award goes on a nationwide basis, and not only at the top level, but through the high school level too. That right. How they're not only trying to award the players that have performed admirably, but then building up through the leadership training, with Sean Alexander and what have you, all of those things, and
even something like Casey Keeler, as we saw on
right.
that video, talking about being able to get all his players signed up for that bone marrow registry, something that began with the Villanova football program, Andy Talley, who had done that for many, many years. There are some great stories about players that were found as matches for bone marrow transplants, and it can be life-saving things. And that's what this is all about. It truly is. It goes beyond the gridiron, and everybody puts on a suit or a tux and looks really, really nice, but there's a lot of really important things going on here. Some tremendous honorees. We talked about them. Some college quarterbacks. Kenny Pickett from University of Pittsburgh. Wow, what a great year he
Pat
had.
Narduzzi.
Pat Narduzzi at the coach, yeah.
Incredible. And, the one thing, too, it's about raising money, too. I mean, when we come in here, there's, I don't know, how long was that line of all of the, the silent auction items were incredible. I mean, the contributions from all aspects of sports. These weren't just football memorabilia. There's so much hockey and baseball and not just from around here, from all around the country. There's such reverence for the Maxwell Football Club throughout the entire sports community. It's just pretty incredible, and that's really what comes out of this Maxwell Awards Gala, is the reverence that so many people have for this organization.
Founded in Philadelphia, of course, and many, many, many national awards galas held in Center City, Philadelphia. But quick drive down the AC Expressway, and what a beautiful, beautiful venue this is. I know the folks are enjoying themselves out there, having a drink or two, and getting ready for what should be a great evening. Joe DeCamera, he's the MC tonight. Obviously, a well-known sports personality in the Philadelphia area with 94.1 WIP, a radio host. We heard him getting ready to go. He's as good as it gets, and this event deserves a big name like him.
Yeah, and, the fans, don't forget, we come on live at 7:30, with the actual gala. And, I think we sent the link out there on Bob Long Sports. But it should be a really great production. I mean, we were watching most of the rehearsal today. I mean, they have left no stone unturned in putting together. When they talk about gala, I mean, this is going to be a gala. And don't forget to tune back in at, 7:30. We're going to sign off here about, in the next few minutes here with the red carpet show. But, the gala at 7:30 is going to be really something special.
Yeah, it really will. It is a time to honor those folks from the high school football level to the professional level. Folks like Sean Alexander, who has his award he's going to give out, right? And we mentioned Bryce Young already. Jonathan Taylor. What a great, great evening for football. We'll take a very quick break and come back, and we have some wonderful guests coming up.
Hi, this is Ray Dittinger. And I am this year's proud recipient of the Red Spagnel Award for contributions to the game of football. It's just a great honor. I can't express how much this means to me. Knowing what the Maxwell Club is all about, knowing what Red Spagnel was all about, and knowing some of the men who have won this award before. Don Shula, Dick Vermeel, Dan Rooney, Pete Rozelle. To add my name to that list is pretty awesome. And I feel really great about it, and I look forward to seeing all of you at Harrah's for this year's wonderful installment of the Maxwell Club Football Awards.
Can we bring you a little tighter here?
Yep.
Perfect.
What are we doing here?
Oh,
we're just going to ask you questions.
Beg your pardon. Hey, I'll tell you what, we're back conversing, and here we are.
Yeah,
so John
okay.
Zaglinski is with us from Safer Sports. Welcome, and thanks so much for being here tonight.
Thank you for having me.
Live
TV, right?
Yeah, live TV, but it's great to have, sponsors as yourself supporting. So talk a little bit about why you support the Maxwell Football Club.
Well, our company, Safer Sports, we make a protective shell that goes on football helmets that's been on-field tested to reduce force by as much as 72%. That being said, I'm a football guy my whole life. My kids all played football. I've been involved with Maxwell since I was in my 20s. I'm a lifetime member. And when we purchased the company, we made a point to get more involved with the Maxwell because in their mission statement, it's all about safety. And the game of football needs to be protected. Kids need to be protected more. With the head trauma cases you hear all about. But more so than that, it's the subconcussive blows on every play. And what our product does, it reduces force in every play. So we're excited to be here. We're excited to be a sponsor. I'm sure we'll be sponsored for years to come, too.
Wow, that's fantastic. So, with some of these players, that you've seen out there, what's it like to rub elbows with these guys? Because, look, the one thing that you find out real quick, everybody's always open to talk to you. They're just regular guys, just like everybody else.
For sure.
But, how great is it to be rubbing elbows with, like, some of the, the classic guys in football here in the area?
Well, it's great. I'm fortunate because, like I said, I played at Wake Forest, had a nice career, and it's a lot of guys I knew already over the years. So a lot of them more contemporaries than they are, like, what I would say them as. But they're all great guys. When you get they're all super people, and they all care about football, and they care about the kids. These sponsors here, all the sponsors, this is all about the game of football, making the game safer and supporting the kids and getting them in their educations.
Yeah, that's the important part,
sure.
is education there. And they have the leadership training and everything else that goes along with it that a lot of people only see, the awards that are being given. But there's so much behind the scenes going on at the Maxwell, right?
Without a doubt. They have their combines, which gets kids looked at who might not get an opportunity to play at the next level or get any aid or scholarship to the next level. The combines they have now. They do a great job. The mini Maxwells. In fact, I'm talking years and years ago, I received the Maxwell when I was in high school. So it's been going on that long.
What was the award that you received in high school?
Just the weekly Maxwell Award. They give like the mini Maxwell now. And I got the other one I think was the previous to Jim Henry. It was the Eagles Alumni Award for the player in the area, yeah. So I've been, like I said, a Maxwell lifetime member. They do great things.
Wow. Well, congratulations for your support of, the Maxwell Football Club and, for what you're doing for football, keeping it safer so that we can keep this great game going.
Well, that's
right?
our mission. The mission, we always say the mission is our motive. That's why we're doing this,
Wow.
to make the game safer.
All right.
Thank
John,
you for your thank you.
It seems like every person that comes on here, we got
Well, I was fortunate. I got a chance to play football and baseball in college, and I played baseball at Wake Forest as well, and we won the ACC championship. And believe it or not, if I had gotten this ring when I was in my 20s, I would have lost it. About 20 years later, they brought us all back and gave us rings.
That's
pretty smart. I think we got a T-shirt when we won the first time. So there you go.
Well, that's good.
Yeah.
Listen, thank you for your support of
Thank
the
you.
Maxwell. All right.
All right.
We'll do a couple announcements,
Fine,
and we'll
'cause
be
you do a
back to
great
close this thing out.
Hi, this is Ray Dittinger, and I am this year's proud recipient of the Red Spagnel Award for contributions to the game of football. It's just a great honor. I can't express how much this means to me. Knowing what the Maxwell Club is all about, knowing what Red Spagnel was all about, and knowing some of the men who have won this award before, Don Shula, Dick Vermeel, Dan Rooney, Pete Rozelle. To add my name to that list is pretty awesome. And I feel really great about it. And I look forward to seeing all of you at Harrah's for this year's wonderful installment of the Maxwell Club Football Awards.
Hey guys, Jonathan Taylor here with the Indianapolis Colts, recipient of the Burt Bell NFL Player of the Year Award. I'm really looking forward to spending the evening with all of the talented award winners at this year's gala. I was honored to be named National High School Player of the Year Award coming out of high school, and I can tell you that this gala is an amazing event, and I'm really looking forward to it.
Hello everyone, Mark Diano, President of the Maxwell Football Club, and we are so excited to be back at Harrah's Resort in Atlantic City on March the 18th to celebrate the 85th annual Maxwell Football Awards Gala. At the gala, as you know, we honor the best of the best from the high school level all the way through the professional level, and this year is no exception. We have at the high school level, Nicholas Singleton, our Adidas National Offensive Player of the Year and our Jim Henry Award winner from Governor Mifflin High School right here in Pennsylvania, who's going to be a Penn State Nittany Lion next year. At the collegiate level, we have our quarterback from Alabama, Bryce Young, as our Maxwell winner, and as our Bednarik winner, we have the dominating defensive tackle Jordan Davis from the University of Georgia Championship Bulldogs team. And at the professional level, we have Indianapolis Colts All-Pro running back Jonathan Taylor, a former Jim Henry Award winner who now won our Burt Bell Award as Professional Player of the Year, along with head coach of the Cincinnati Bengals, Zach Taylor. And if that wasn't enough, we have our Legends Award winner and Hall of Famer Brian Dawkins, who's going to be in the house, along with also another Hall of Famer, Ray Dittinger, as our Spagnel Award winner for contributions to the game of football. It's going to be a great event, a great party, and we'd love to see you there. So please come join us and see all these great winners.
Hey, Joe DeCamera here. I want to invite all of you to please join us for the Maxwell Club's annual gala event coming up in Atlantic City on March 18th. It's going to be an incredible night. We're going to honor Brian Dawkins for his legendary career, Ray Dittinger as well, all sorts of people from pro and college football, high school football.
Back here for the red carpet show from the Maxwell Football Club National Awards Gala. Brian Westbrook with us. Brian, thanks for stopping by. It's a pleasure to see you.
Well, thanks for having me. Excited to be back here in Atlantic City and excited to be back at the Maxwell Football Awards.
Tell us about what the Maxwell Football Awards and the Maxwell Football Club means to you.
Well, you know what's crazy? So back when I was in college, which is obviously 20-plus years ago.
Go Cats, by the way.
Go Cats. Great win today. Appreciate that over Delaware. But, back when I was in college, I won the Maxwell Football Award a couple of times. And I just remember being at this banquet and enjoying football at its finest. Some of the best players in the country on all different levels. That's what it's all about. And I love just being around football people, and especially this time of year.
What are some of the conversations you're having then today, right? What football discourse is going on beyond those doors?
Well, I ran into Jonathan Taylor, and I appreciate what he did this season. A great season by him. And I ran into an old school guy. You guys just had him in here, Sean Taylor.
Yeah.
I mean, Sean Alexander, excuse me.
Sure.
And, I mean, if you're talking about a guy that did it all, that took the game to the next level, amazing player. I appreciated him when we played at the same time. Certainly appreciate him now as well.
What would you consider to be, your football highlight? I mean, I had so many of them. Can you just point to one that, that's what you would hang your hat on? That's a Bryant Westbrook moment.
Well, I think the earliest one for me probably is a punt return against the Giants. We had about a minute and a half left, and we're down 6-10, and we were not very good all day long, especially offensively. Our defense did their job. Offensively, we didn't play very well, and I was able to catch a punt off the bounce and take it to the house. And really, for us, I mean, it was a great win, but we ran off maybe 6 or 7 games in a row after that, and that's what that was all about. The team coming together and just finding a little inspiration by one play, and then rattling off a few games in a row. That's how you play team football. And it was great to be a part of that.
Another thing that I think a lot of people remember you for is the time you didn't score a touchdown and the time when you went down at the 1-yard line knowing that the 2-minute warning was coming.
Yeah.
I believe the Cowboys could not stop the clock, and you won the football game because of that decision.
Yeah, that's one of the decisions and the plays that I hear about the most. I hear about it from fans that absolutely loved it, and they appreciate the philosophy behind it. I also hear about it from the fantasy football fans that say, hey, man, I had you on my team. What are you doing? You lost me the championship. And so, the weird thing about that is I never hear from the fans that say, hey, I won the championship. Here's the money, or here's your part of the money that allowed me to win. I never hear from those fans, so it's always interesting.
Wow. I tell you, what's really interesting is the opportunity that, Bob and I have had tonight to meet some of the great players, such as yourself. I mean, you give such of yourself, back to the game. We really appreciate that. For fans like Bob and I mean, we can't thank not only you, but all of those guys that have made such special memories for us as fans. We thank you very much.
Well, we appreciate that. Thank you so much for having me. I appreciate it.
And then let's get a look. We've been doing it all night. Let's get a look at that ring there, huh?
Oh, my God.
Well, my wife bought me this ring for Christmas. So she makes me wear it all the time.
Wow.
Okay, we've seen some
my wife orders. That's what it is.
Wow. There you go.
Fantastic.
Well, that's wonderful. You look good. It's great to see you again.
Good to see you as well.
And thank you for your time.
Thank you.
All right, back to an announcement, and we'll be back with one more guest before we wrap this up. See you in a minute.
Hello, everyone. Mark Diano, president of the Maxwell Football Club, and we are so excited to be back at Harrah's Resort in Atlantic City on March the 18th to celebrate the 85th annual Maxwell Football Awards Gala. At the Gala, as you know, we honor the best of the best from the high school level all the way through the professional level, and this year is no exception. We have, at the high school level, Nicholas Singleton, our Adidas National Offensive Player of the Year and our Jim Henry Award winner from Governor Mifflin High School right here in Pennsylvania, who's going to be a Penn State Nittany Lion next year. At the collegiate level, we have our quarterback from Alabama, Bryce Young, as our Maxwell winner, and as our Bednarik winner, we have the dominating defensive tackle Jordan Davis from the University of Georgia Championship Bulldogs team. And at the professional level, we have Indianapolis Colts All-Pro running back Jonathan Taylor, a former Jim Henry Award winner who now won our Burt Bell Award as Professional Player of the Year, along with head coach of the Cincinnati Bengals, Zach Taylor. And if that wasn't enough, we have our Legends Award winner and Hall of Famer Brian Dawkins, who's going to be in the house, along with also another Hall of Famer, Ray Dittinger, as our Spagnel Award winner for contributions to the game of football. It's going to be a great event, a great party, and we'd love to see you there. So please come join us and see all these great winners.
And we're back here again at the red carpet show from the 85th Maxwell Football Club National Awards Gala. Bob Long, Bruce Badgley, and a very special guest, Lisa Ertz, is with us from Safer Sports.
Yes.
If you could, tell us about your role with the organization, very important mission.
Thank you. I was brought in to basically use my voice as a mom advocate for safer football, for keeping kids on the field. We all know how important football is and can be in young men's lives, but we have to make it as safe as possible, and our technology does that. I have a son, Zach, who has achieved a very high level of success, and then his younger brother, Shane, was injured his senior year in high school and couldn't play anymore. So I've had sort of this front row bleacher seat to, one son's dreams just meteorically being achieved, and then the other one who probably really would have benefited from technology like ours and would have been able to play for however long. So I really became very passionate about it, because my feeling is if the technology exists, which it does, and the science says it works, then every single kid needs to have one of these on their helmets.
Wow, that's very noble. And talk a little bit about, obviously you're an advocate, but talk a little bit about what's required of parents nowadays in getting one of your sons out on the football field.
Yeah, frankly, I wanted my kids to play football back then when they started, just to keep them out of trouble and keep them busy. This was pre all of the bad stuff about concussions, and I just thought, get out there and have something to do in high school, meet some new kids. And I don't know that I would do it today, honestly, because it is scary. But having the hindsight that I do of what it does for a young man's life, and and what kids need to be able to be ready for the world, we all know it builds such a strong sense of community, and anyone can play, whereas other sports you can't, right? So it was a wonderful experience. I have 4 sons. Zachary's the oldest of 4, and my youngest son is a pitcher in college, which is not a picnic either. I watch games like this a lot. I call them my finger goggles. So, yeah, it's a lot, but it's great. It's very rewarding.
Wow. I mean, and you talk about the whole, how emotionally invested you are, with that. Talk about some of the, obviously the highs and lows. Forget about, about the injury there, but, the highs and lows that I see and that Bob sees, we get to know families, we get to know coaches. There are people that we know on both sidelines, and we have friends on both sidelines, and it's difficult to watch somebody lose because we know, what's going on there. I mean, how were you able to take that losing?
Yeah, it's by really enjoying the winning, so that when it's all smushed together, it's very difficult. We've had so many great moments in football with Zach, the Super Bowl, some great success at Stanford. And then some really tough times too, but I've always felt that you can't really appreciate the great if you don't experience some of the challenges, and we've had those challenges, but it's hard. I think the thing is, for me as a mom, just seeing your kids achieve their dreams makes some of the hard stuff a little bit more bearable, but it's still hard. There's that great saying, you're only as happy as your most unhappy kid. So when they're struggling, you're struggling, and when it's great, it's like, oh, thank you, God.
Wow, incredible. Bob, anything last question?
No, I appreciate you being here. It's wonderful to get your perspective, and would love to hear from your vantage point, from Safer Sports' vantage point, what the future of football is. Yeah. That's a very open-ended question, but where do we go from here?
Yeah, it's going to be, my goal is every single high school player has a ProTech on the outside of their helmet. As I said, the science, not our science, but the science, really backs it up. And I kind of liken it to if your 16-year-old son has his driver's license and you have to buy a car. We don't buy cars without airbags anymore. We listen to the science. We do what the safest thing for our kids is. The ProTech is that safety feature that makes it all make sense. So I'm going to do this every single day until every single kid has a ProTech on their helmet.
I'll tell you what, that's a very noble task. Listen, thanks to you and thanks to Joe for, or John for everything that you guys are doing there.
It's
Safer
awesome.
Sports,
It's
all
awesome.
right?
Thank you for having me.
Well, thank you. And, it's been a real great time here on the red carpet, Bob. I mean, pretty incredible. We've seen some fantastic people. What do you think?
It's been a wonderful experience. Only a little bit of what's to come here tonight. The ceremony will be live streamed here on our channel as well. That'll start at 7:30. So this is just the appetizer, Bruce.
Yeah.
What an appetizer it was.
Well, listen, thank you very much for joining us. We're back at 7:30 on Bob Long Sports. We'll see you then. Thanks for tuning in.